The panic and tension thickened throughout the building as each person entered, then frantically pushed and shoved those ahead of them to gain the front spot to demand their funds. The directors watched the increased madness through the glass walls of the meeting room, yet were powerless to stop the ever-growing chaos. It was a classic run-on-the-bank scenario, like the old films and photos portrayed from the 1920s in the U.S. There was no shortage of desperate people having an anxiety attack concerning their funds. No one wanted to wait patiently in line for their money. The pushing and shoving continued to escalate within the line, but did not quite reach the head of the line. Police were there to try and keep order, but most of them ended up joining the human tidal wave of desperation. This was just one frightened mob in one location in this small, struggling country oppressed by debt. Some of the other banks in this impoverished country had wisely refused to open until communication avenues with the panic-stricken improved. In this formerly thriving city, the military, which was really only a volunteer militia, was called out to assist when martial law was declared. Its lack of success in controlling the crowds added to the chaos. Comprised primarily of weekend warriors, the militia had never been trained to be a true peacekeeping force. Friends and family begged and cried to them for personal support efforts, and the militia members' subsequently weakened resolve was like accelerant on the crazed population. The police began to exit once they received their funds, leaving only the privately hired mercenaries, politely called internal security, to protect the banking institutions. Here, inside the country's central bank, Matthias wondered how long he and his directors would be safe behind the internal security force and bulletproof glass. The images from the outside cameras convinced him that trying to go out to his favorite restaurant for lunch would be insanely unwise. It occurred to him that if this mob scene couldn't be brought under control, he and the other directors would be trapped here. He began to feel queasy at the thought of surviving on vending machine food until the mob was contained and under control, which might take days.